everybody, I am back in the flesh, baby. Let me know if you get that reference. The ultimate male versus the ultimate meatball. Same movie, guess it. What we have here today is a 2005 Harley-Davidson Road King. And so we'll go over the specs. We will go over what modifications may or may not have been done to it. We'll talk about what it feels like to sit on, what it feels like to be behind the handlebars on this bike. We'll start it up, we'll give it a little rev, see how it sounds, and then we'll head out on the road and see how she handles. So, without further ado, let's get to it. The 2005 Road King comes with a 88 cubic inch, 45 degree air-cooled twin-cam V-twin. This bad boy pushes out a massive, whopping even 67 whole horsepower and 81 foot-pounds of torque. Now, the torque numbers are pretty good, but, 67, honestly, it feels, when you're on the bike, it feels like more than 67, but, whatever. We have 16-inch front and rear wheels. Over here for the front suspension, we have 41.3 millimeter forks. They are just conventional forks, nothing really special. And for the front brakes, we have twin 11.5-inch rotors and Harley branded 4-piston calipers. Nice. In the front, I just want to point out the factory fog lights that come on this bike. Especially at nighttime, I really like the look of the 3 lights on it. And the suspension in the rear is handled with gas adjustable shocks. And as far as braking goes in the rear, we have a single 11.5-inch rotor and a single 4-piston Harley-Davidson branded caliper. Nice. Oh, I forgot to mention also that this is my personal 2005 Road King. I traded my Super Tenere, which was an amazing motorcycle, for this. This bike weighs 752 whopping pounds, wet and ready to ride. That's a heavy bike, especially with my big ass on it. So it's this plus 235. Yes, I said 235 pounds. I have lost a little bit. Hopefully you can tell that on camera. And as far as this side is concerned, we have a 5-speed transmission and a belt final drive. So the 2005 Road King has a seat height of 26.9 inches. And for me, being 6 foot tall and 235 glorious pounds, as I already stated, it's very approachable. If it wasn't for how much it weighs, I would say it'd be really good for a beginner rider, but it weighs so much that I think it would be a little unwieldy for somebody who didn't really know what they were doing. Now for me, I have a big, nice bend in my legs. There's nothing strenuous about this at all. It is a comfortable place to be. Dash, you have the standard, super standard Harley dash. You get a speedometer in miles. Then you have some warning lights. And then you have a fuel gauge. This fuel gauge actually works. The fuel gauge of my other bike does not. Before we start this thing up, let's go over the modifications. The modifications that the previous owner or owners have done. Taller handlebars, stainless brake lines. I'm pretty sure this is aftermarket. I like the look of it. I know Billy Lane has the same ones on his Fat Boy, I believe. Obviously, somebody has put some really nice Reinhardt True Duals on this bike. I really like the sound of it. I actually fabricated this sissy bar and had it powder coated. That is powder coat. It's not real chrome. I don't have money like that to get stuff actually chromed. So I got a powder coated super chrome, which I think looks fine. One of the modifications that I made were these floorboards. It had the factory floorboards on here, but I like the look of these better just because it looks a little more old school. I also removed the heel portion of the heel toe shifter. I don't use the heel portion. I don't really like it, so I just removed it so I don't have to mess with it. I also added these Pangea Speed pegs down here for the highway pegs. I also added these Pangea Speed grips to match those pegs. I really like them. Shout out to P-Dad. He gave me the idea to put these on. I really like the look of them, really like the feel of them. I'll probably be putting those on every Harley I ever own now. One other modification I made, if you look at any of Billy Lane's Softails, which would be his Fat Boy or his Bad Boy, you can see that he always drills out the levers. And I like the look of it, so I started doing it as well, just kind of as a nod to Billy Lane, one of my favorite bike builders ever. Take it or leave it. Some people don't like that shit. When I got this bike, it had this Mustang seat on it, but it did not have the passenger section. So I got the passenger part so I could put them together and obviously, you know, ride with my kids or my wife, whatever. One thing that is a little bit of a debate is whether or not this is cammed. I'll start it up in a second and we'll hear what it sounds like. And you put down in the comments whether or not you think it's cammed. Personally, I do. My father does as well. But we'll see what you have to say. Let's start this puppy up and see how it sounds, eh? What do you guys think? Is that jammed? You let me know down in the comments. All right, let's do a little rip. Watch out. Let's take this baby for a little rip. The first thing you notice about the Road King when you get on it is just how heavy it is. You can definitely feel the weight. Luckily, it's really, really low down, so it's not an encumbrance in any way. So it's actually quite easy to manage. The second thing that I notice is just how comfortable it is. Like, I'm in a pretty good position. My rider triangle is pretty good. I think it would be a little more comfortable if the handlebars were leaned back a little bit more, but then I'd be sacrificing a little bit of that cool factor, and I'm not willing to do that. So it is what it is. Hey, if you guys are ever in Richmond, Virginia, hit up Renegade Classics on Laburnum. I'll put the address here. But you just go there to get any of your riding gear needs. They're really cool guys. I've known the owner for a really, really long time. Really awesome guy. He won't do you wrong. Give him a shout. I love the pops and the crackles when you let off the throttle on this bike. I'm sure you can hear that at least a little bit. Oh yeah, there you go. Pop, 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 pop. Oh, I also put the brand new white wall tires on this bike too, because the tires on it were terrible. I also had to fix a leak that was in the inner primary that the previous owner magically didn't tell me about. But hey, we're getting over to the twisty section and see how this sucker handles. It's a almost 800-pound air-cooled V-twin with pretty basic suspension. So if I had to guess, it's not going to handle like it's on rails or anything. All right, you know, as always, we got to pay respects to the dead. However you do that, and then let's get it. Ooh, come back. So I can, oh yeah, absolutely. I can tell you one thing, this handles way better than my Softail. I'll make a video on that soon too. I did before, but I had to redo it because the camera angle was all weird. But this definitely handles better than the Softail. The Softail I have is lowered, and anytime I even think about turning right, it scrapes the hard part. So this definitely handles better. The new tires help. It just feels really planted. I mean, I'm certainly not taking this to any track days, but it doesn't feel bad. Like, I can definitely have fun with it in some twisties. Like this in here. Woo! Yeah! You don't do bad, I can tell you. not bad at all. It's fun, man. I mean, for 67 horsepower or whatever, maybe more because there might be a cam in it. This thing boogies, dude. Like, it's pretty fun. And then, of course, I had to get stuck behind a slow-ass minivan. Nice. The last Harley that I had, which was a Dyna Super Glide, I'll put the picture of it here. Everything that was chrome on that bike, I tried to make black. I just did not want it. I wanted it all black, no chrome. You know, chrome's the old man shit. And, you know, after I got rid of that bike, and I started getting into the fast boy stuff, the adventure boy stuff, I started noticing that, like, everybody was doing that. Every bike is all black now. Like, it is hard to find a bike that is chrome. So I think the more that I was seeing that, the more I was liking chrome. So when I got this bike, I was like, oh yeah, let's get all the chrome. I mean, as far as it is now, I think the only thing I want to change color-wise is this, like, switchgear here, because you can get chrome ones. I do think I want to get chrome switchgear, but I think that'll be about it on this bike as far as looks go. Other than that, the only things I really want to do to it is, one, fix this front brake. I don't know if you can see this, but it does jack shit until it's about an inch from the freaking grip. And I hate that. I hate that a lot. I've bled the system about 17 times and cannot get it to freaking work. Like, look. It's starting to bite. Like, that is crazy. I mean, brakes work, but, you know, I don't like that. So I'll definitely fix that. That, and I'll probably get some new rear suspension from a newer model, or maybe even the DK Customs shocks that they have. But I mean, other than that, there's not a lot more that I want to do to this bike. I am going to pull the cam cover off to inspect the cam chain tensioners. I suspect that that's already been done along with upgraded cams, but at around 30,000 miles, I'll pull it apart and I'll be able to tell for sure. And then maybe I can even see what cams they are. But this bike has right at 27,000 miles on it, so I have a few thousand miles before then. My Softail has 30,000 miles, so I need to take the cam cover off and check the cam chain tensioners ASAP. Let's switch that over to hydraulic just to make it more reliable. Other than that, I really don't think I'll be doing much of this bike. Oh, I want to get a windscreen for really, really long rides. Because, I mean, this is great. I love this, especially for summertime, but on those really long rides with the wind just fucking beating you, it'll be nice to have a windscreen for sure. When we pull on the straight, if I get if we can, I'll give it some I'll give it some of the beads. We'll see what it does. Nope, won't get a chance. I did get a chance. It does pretty good, man. It boogies a lot more than you'd expect. One of the things that astounded me when I got this bike is just how much fun it is. I was expecting it to be dog slow, and it really isn't. It's quite fun. Okay. We'll go around them. We're about to hit our U-turn test. Ooh. Nice, one of my favorite bikes, FZ09. Someone please let me review one of those. I freaking love an FZ09. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Not hard at all, not bad at all. Way easier than the Softail, I can promise you that. See, this is why I don't need a fast motorcycle, because every single time that I pull out onto a main road, I want to give it the beans. Anyway, this is where I normally talk about the dashboard, or in this case, lack thereof. So the only really cool option that this bike has is the cruise control. Like, it's got real cruise control, and I love it. So I'll show you how to use it on the highway, but I love it. Other than that, it's really standard fare, man. Turn signals, one on each side, horn, kill switch, all that stuff, and a speedometer, an odometer, and trip meters, when you hit this button. Other than that, you got the gas gauge right there, some warning lights, and that's about it. The only thing I think I wish this bike had was some of the Road King police models, or, maybe all of them, I don't know. I know that the Road King police models had a tack right here. Man, I wish I had that analog tack right there. That would be so awesome. But I don't, so I just kind of play it by ear, I guess. Which, is fine. Let's pull onto the highway and see how it does there. It weighs almost 800 pounds, so I'm assuming it will be pretty good. What is that, Brandon Norris, the Temu version of Chuck? R.I.P. Chuck Norris, by the way. I'm sure he's up there kicking somebody's ass. All right, let's give it some beans. It's not winning any races on the highway, that's for damn sure, but it doesn't do bad. I'm cruising at it's saying 81, 82, and it feels super planted, other than being just a little wobbly. I don't know if you can see that. You see that? It's just a fuzz wobbly. Like, not enough to make me feel like I'm in danger, but it's definitely a hair wobbly. I have not been able to figure out why it does that. If anybody has any ideas, please, by all means, put them in the comments. Check this out. So, you turn cruise control on, this little red light shows, and then you set it, and you can freaking, oh my God! Cruise control on 2005! I love it! And then you just flick it off. So talking about the mirrors on this bike are rock solid. By the way, the vibrations, if I may talk about that for a second, at a stoplight, they are quite noticeable. However, on the highway or once you get moving, they're negligible at most. God dang, you see that sucker wiggling? I don't like that shit. But if we talk about wind protection, what wind protection? There is none. All the air is blasting me in the face and chest. It's just super awesome when it's really, really hot, but when it's really, really cold, or you're on a really, really long ride, you start to appreciate some wind protection. So I do think I'll probably get a quick detached windshield for this, but I probably won't use it very often. I also do have a quick detach door pack for this that I will put a picture of up here somewhere. Who do I think this bike is for? Well, other than me, because it's my personal bike, it's for dudes who don't mind a little bit of wind. I have noticed that, you see a big group of Harleys, they're mostly road glides and street glides. Very rarely it will be a Road King. And, when I do see a Road King in that group, I'm like, nice, because it just stands out a little bit because it's different. So if you want something, a Harley that is a touring model, but you don't mind a little wind, I think this is the model for you, man. This thing is awesome. So let's do the ranking. So versatility, this bike's pretty versatile. You can ride it to work. You can, go on really, really long rides because there's a lot of baggage options. However, obviously you're not going off-road with this thing, and you're not taking it to the track, so it does a few things. I'd say versatility is probably a 4.5. Or practicality, oh, this bike's practical as shit. You could have this as your only vehicle if you lived in a decent climate, that is. I forgot to mention that this bike has a 5-gallon fuel capacity and gets around 40-ish mpgs, so you should be able to get around 200 miles on a single tank. I'll give the practicality a 6. Yeah, we'll go with 6. What is it for the fun factor? I give fun factor a 5. I'm not winning any races. I'm not blowing anyone's hair back with my wild speed. But it is fun. So I'm gonna give it a 5. Overall, let's do a solid 6. Just a line in the sand, 6. Or like personal overall, like how it makes me feel and how much I love it. I'll go with an 8.5. I like this bike a lot. I do love it. It does speak to my soul. It is a Harley. I think the only few things that speak to my soul a little more as far as cruisers go would be a Harley-Davidson Bad Boy, Harley-Davidson Fat Boy, and just a Softail Standard, just because they're just so freaking iconic, dude. Now we are looking for a spot to do an acceleration and braking test, but while we are waiting to find a place to do that, if you could do all the things, that everyone always asks you to do on YouTube, like maybe like this video if you don't hate it, comment, literally anything, even if you want to say I'm a fucking goober, put that down below, and then subscribe. 3, 2, 1. Honestly, the brakes aren't nearly as bad as I expected. We're gonna try that again though. I didn't like that launch at all. 2, 1. Whoa! So the back brake works really well. I can tell you that. I'm gonna try that shit one more time though. 3, 2, 1. That was better for the braking for sure. All right. So it's hard to get a good launch. I think I have to give it some more RPMs to get a decent launch. But the braking is not bad. Oh, hey, I also forgot to mention, it would be super cool if you could go over to Shade Tree Surgeon's page and do whatever it is that you have to do to enter one of his raffles, because all of the proceeds go to a really, really, really good cause. They all go to Fallen Angels, which is a program that helps men and women that age out of the foster care system. For some reason, this one strikes a chord with me, just because I think it's just something no one ever thinks about. So I think it's a really, really cool cause. So if you could go over to his page, enter whatever raffle he's got, and that'd be super cool, and I would appreciate it. One thing I forgot to mention, back in 2005, you could buy this bike new for $16,995, I think it was, or $16,595, something like that. And in the used market today, you can pick one up for anywhere between 4 and 8, depending on condition and mileage and all that stuff. Honestly, if you could pick this up for 4 or 5, that is a smoking deal. It's got fuel injection, good power, good tourability. It even has freaking cruise control. That's a smoking good deal. I use Rockform magnetic cases, by the way. It's pretty sick. Also forgot to mention, so the gloves that I'm wearing are Thrash and Supply Co. I can't remember the name of them. Maybe I'll put the name of them here. I am wearing a Bell Eliminator helmet. I'm no longer wearing an adventure helmet because I don't have an adventure bike. And the boots I'm wearing are Jim Green Workhorses. Genuine moccasin toe construction. They're freaking sick, dude. And for every 10 pair of African Ranger boots you buy, they donate a pair to a real, no bullshit African Ranger that's stopping poachers. So, super good cause. So, get you a pair. We're going to do another acceleration run, because I keep getting shitty launches that I don't like.
Take your
Pretty sure that's my buddy's grandma. I'll have to ask him. 3, 2, 1. Two, one. Ah, better. Maybe if the coast is clear, I'll try it one more time. Just one. Okay? Seriously. Just one. 3, 2, 1. Damn, man. Man, this thing sounds good, though. And for all, 10 or 12, 10 to 12, for all 6 or 7, I'm kidding. I swear to God, I'll never do that again. For all 10 to 13 people of you that actually watch my channel and actually watch all the videos to the end, I applaud you. I thank you. Love you and bye. Over my shoes, and don't you step on my blue suede shoes. Well, you can do anything with they over my blue suede shoes. Let's go, cats.